Welcome to another special episode. I'm Lil Ree, and we're here at Camaje in the village, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. With Abigail Hitchcock, who's the owner of Camaje and the chef. That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Do you have some French in you?
Not really, but my training is in classic French cooking, and I love the food, so that's how we ended up deciding that we would do French bistro food.
So that's how you came up with French, is that right?
That's right, yeah. There's a lot in the village, there's a lot of restaurants that are Italian, and not so many French, and I love French food, and I would prefer to sort of represent France and just love the food. So.
Now, how long have you been here?
We're almost 11 years old.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yeah.
That proves you have staying power.
Indeed we do, yep.
So I was actually flipping through some things on the table here, and I noticed you have some cooking classes.
Yeah, we've been offering hands-on cooking classes for about 7 years, and that's one of the things that has been an interesting business model for us in that it's people love the classes, but it's another way to get people into the restaurant. So in terms of being a little tiny bistro in Greenwich Village, and how do you get people interested in a little place like us? We've been doing the classes, and it's been a great way to sort of market our restaurant.
Now, has it been mostly men or women or both?
Definitely more women, but we get our fair share of guys too. I would say about 3/4 women. Yeah.
Okay, and I noticed you offer classes in different cuisines, not just French, right?
Well, that is true. Actually, in terms of my love of food, it really pans the globe. What I felt like made sense for us here at the time when we opened was French bistro, but I love cooking all different kinds of food. I grew up with just a variety of different cuisines that my father would cook and stuff. So it makes it interesting for me as a chef to be able to have different types of cooking going on and not do the same old thing day in and day out.
In a little while, we're going to have a sample, a little tasting, so I can't wait.
Oh, fantastic.
And yeah, you mentioned you've been in the village 11 years, and I was wondering, what type of changes have you seen around here in those 11 years?
The village has changed tremendously in the time that I've been here. I would say that probably not as much compared to people who have been here for 20 years, but when we first opened, the village didn't have a lot of the high-end restaurants that it does now. Babo and some of the Jane, some of the other fancy restaurants in the village have popped up. And when we first opened, we tried to have a little bit more of an innovative menu, not as much of a bistro feel. And people just weren't quite ready for it. So we decided it made more sense to have an approachable menu, one that appeals to our demographic, which is basically a lot of our regulars, people who live right here, as well as NYU students, faculty, and the tourists. And what I've seen change more and more is that the businesses in the area have become a little bit more sort of, I guess, sophisticated in a way.
Okay, Abigail, hold that thought. And when we come back, I understand your husband's going to join us.
Yes, he is. This is a family business, and so he's basically our manager, and he will be here shortly.
Okay, so stay tuned. We'll be right back. Okay. back. As promised, I'm here with Abigail Hitchcock and her husband Jason. Welcome, Jason.
Well, thank you very much.
Thank you. So thank you for having us.
Well, it's great. It's a fun time.
Now, Jason, where did you and Abigail come up with the idea of offering cooking classes? I mean, taking people back into the kitchen, that's like showing them the good, the bad, and the ugly. You know what I mean?
Well, Abigail had been doing cooking classes for quite some time, actually before I became involved, before I even met Abigail. So she's been doing it since 2000, and she can probably answer more to the point of how they came up with in the kitchen ideas.
Now, is your background in food as well? Are you a chef?
I am not a chef.
Okay.
I have been involved in restaurants for a long time, but you know, other than basic line cooking, I've never really gone into the real realm of chefing.
Got it. Wow.
But yeah, and keep it a little bit more of in the trend of being local and organic and stuff like that. Which that's an interesting change too in terms of the food trends of when we opened 11 years ago. That wasn't something that people focused on so much, although it's something I've always believed very strongly in.
Right.
But people really want that more, and so I think that people will really go for that.
How can people find out about you and your restaurant and the classes?
Well, the easiest way would be camaje.com, C-A-M-A-J-E, and they can always call 212-673-8184, but any information they need, at least basic information, is on the website, and they can always email or give us a call from there.
And how did you come up with the name Camaje?
Oh no, that's a long story.
Oh, okay. That's a separate show.
Right.
Okay.
It's basically
Is it
initials.
PG rated?
No, it's a made-up word, and we basically it's such a complicated thing, but a set of initials. Okay. It's just something private.
Okay, we won't go there then. So are the cooking classes actually held here?
Yeah, they're held here. They're all hands-on, and people actually get to come back and be working in our restaurant kitchen.
Now, has anybody like started any fires back there, or dropped some glass things or anything like that?
No, we're I figure that's why we're there. We're there to help, and we haven't had any disasters yet.
Yeah, knock on wood, right?
Yeah.
Well, if I go back there, I would need the fire extinguisher right next to me.
You'd be surprised, actually.
I can make toast. So what's your favorite dish on the menu? Do you have anything you recommend?
Well, I am the worst person to ask because obviously I do the menus, so I stand behind everything. But people love our soups. We have a pumpkin soup that people are, they want it in the middle of summer. I'm always amazed. And the hanger steak on the menu is the one thing that's never changed in all of the 11 years. And we make all of our desserts here. Chocolate souffle, creme brulee, the crepes are wonderful.
So you're the pastry chef as well?
Oh yeah, we make everything. We don't make our bread, but that's about it.
Okay, wonderful. What about you? What's your favorite dish?
My favorite dish? Oh, probably the saffron seafood soup. It's amazing. It's one of the other very few things that doesn't change seasonally because it is so popular.
That's wonderful. Well, you heard it here, so come on down to Camaje. Well, welcome back. We're here with one of the patrons of Camaje. And so tell us, how did you enjoy the food here?
Well, I've been here several times, and the first time we stopped in, we just said, this looks interesting, and it was just like walking into this fantasy land of cuisine. We didn't expect it. We thought it was going to be like a bistro, a nice bistro.
Oh, good. So what's your favorite meal here?
Well, the soups are are the first thing you want to try before you get into the meals because they're extraordinary, and it's a toss-up between, right this time of year, between the pumpkin and the seafood.
Okay, wonderful. And then, so what type of sandwich would you recommend?
Well, let's put it this way. You got to try the hanger steak unless you're kind of a vegan sort of a person, you know. But go for the hanger steak because this is the place for that.
And so do you come here often?
Yeah, it was fun. They have a little game of chess. I'm not good at it, but a few years ago we ran into Marlon Brando and De Niro and chatted and watched them play chess.
Oh, wow. That's definitely worth it to try and get like a surprise visit.
Surprised me.
So you just mentioned Brando and De Niro. So are you in the film world?
Sort of. I've directed a couple of films, but I make my living in real estate.
Oh, I'm actually curious about the films you do.
Well, I have a film which is a black and white 35 millimeter McCarthy era film, which I just finished last summer. Worked 4 years on that one. It's called Ghosts of the Heartland.
Mm-hmm.
And
what's that about?
It's about a Chinese American community living within a small town during the Korean War. We were at war with mainland China then, and they may have been in a precarious position for that reason, especially considering what happened to the Japanese in World War II.
You know, and I'd like to see that. So let's have a little look.
My name is Roland Liu. I was a reporter for the Sun-Times. Coming back to my hometown. What I need now is a big story. I'm a little sick over Harry Strong-Leaf's death. That's why I'm back.
Gonna strap them on like a Millville gunslinger? Don't forget who your friends are. You don't have that many.
I know exactly how to bring you down.
Then why don't you, boy?
You said you would take me with you.
Don't listen to him. He just wants to write the big story so he can be white.
You left me because I'm Chinese.
When Frank leaves town, people die.
Are you sure you weren't followed here?
There are no sure things in Millville.
Nobody else can get those documents.
Why would you be willing to take a risk like that?
I hate him so much, sometimes nothing else matters.
Get your hands off me.
Frank Dugan isn't going to be in hell alone. I'm getting real close. Real close.
Wow, that was really powerful. What other film projects do you have in the works?
Well, I have a TV pilot called The New Americans, which I hope will be the first TV show produced simultaneously for the foreign and domestic markets. It's about immigrants living in America, kind of these upscale, aggressive yuppie guys. It's for them, a Palestinian guy, an Israeli guy, Hindu Indian, and a Chinese fellow, and they're all working in the same office. And I think this would be a good show to show around the world because people all over the world fantasize about making it in America. And, you know, you could go anywhere in the United States, Omaha, Wyoming, wherever you go, you see immigrants everywhere. You see them everywhere except as leads on mainstream TV. Mm-hmm. So why not?
So it's kind of bold and daring of you to do this, right?
Yeah, I need a bold and daring network. I don't know what they're afraid of. But I'm in this television festival, which is run by Suzanne de Laurentiis. It's called Cinema City in L.A. in March, and she wants to give this a primetime screening. I think she's really smart. She sees the potential in it.
Well, that's exciting. So how long did it take you to make Ghosts of the Heartland?
I worked on it for 4 years. I borrowed off my condo to do it.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then what about The New American?
That was easier. It was a DV pilot. We shot that in 10 days. And incidentally, Omar Matwali has become a big actor. He's done a Spielberg film, and he was Reese Witherspoon's husband in Rendition. He was not well known at the time that we shot it. We shot it a few years ago.
So as you can see, Camaje is a great gathering place for people from the film world and the art world. And, you know, as Alan stated, you can run into Robert De Niro, so make sure you come down here. Well, actually, there are a lot of film stars that have come in here, as Abigail has mentioned before to us. Sheryl Crow, Meryl Streep. So this is a definite hotspot. You want to come back here again and check it out.
You know, I don't care about them. I come here for the good food and the relaxation. It's a special place.
There you go, true New Yorker. Well, thank you for this interview, Alan. It's been great.
Well, it's been greater for me.
All right, so we're going to go have our dinner now, and we'll let you know what we think when we come right back. Bacon and pear sandwich on sourdough bread. It looks delicious. I can't wait to dig in.
This is their famous seafood soup, and it's really good. It's not overstated. It's just good soup.
Well, I really enjoyed my sandwich. You didn't see me, but I inhaled it. And now I'm going to enjoy the creme brulee. No, this is good. I don't want to...
Just take a little taste. And then give Alan a little taste. Unless he doesn't want it.
Yeah, I'll take a taste.
Okay.
Wonderful.
So what do you think?
That's good.
Thumbs up?
Of course.
Thumbs up.
That was very rich and creamy. I give it a thumbs up too.
By the way, I think it's really worth mentioning that this restaurant is a 23 rating on Zagat, which is they aren't 23 prices. The prices aren't like that, but they're ranked up there with some of the best restaurants in New York City.
Wow, that's great. Just remember, the 23 Zagat rating, you can't go wrong. So come down to Camaje. Wow, what a meal. I mean, you guys have to come down and enjoy this for yourself. That was wonderful. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. And I absolutely love the creme brulee. That's one of my favorites.
Oh, good. I'm so glad. We do that little twist of the lavender along with the sugar to give a little extra flavor. So.
Oh, wonderful. Okay, well, you heard it here, so come down to Camaje. And we're here at Camaje in New York City, and that's our show for today, so I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time.
On the road with Trinessa, and today we are in the south of France, in a town that is very much known for its wine. Here we're at a famous cave, cave as we say in French, where they make wine. So I'd like to introduce you to the owner.
Alors, je m'appelle Xavier Ranck, je suis œnologue ici à la cave, donc
je suis un winemaker et je m'occupe donc bien sûr de toute l'organisation de la cave, la gestion jusqu'à la partie commerciale.
Exactly. So just to translate for you, Xavier here takes care of everything in terms of managing the sale of wine to the making of the wine. Donc vous pouvez me dire combien de temps, c'est quoi exactement la procédure pour faire piquer une bouteille de vin?
Le temps, mais là on est en pleine vendange, donc du moment où le raisin refuse soit de la parcelle, soit de l'apport, si la personne n'a pas fait le travail qu'il fallait.
Right. And they're also very particular in terms of their payment. The remuneration of the different farmers is determined by how well the raisin is grown and the quality of the raisin that is produced.
Donc voilà, bon, après si vous voulez on va aller en cave.
Okay, so we're going to go take a look at a real wine cellar, okay? Let's go. Can you get me here? So right here, we're going to follow from the beginning to the end how wine is made here at the vineyard called Camaje. As you can see back here, we have a bushel of grapes that are different picks that are coming, and we'll see what happens. red wine. To make blush wine, they're going to take this and they're going to press it, and they're going to actually make grape juice. And that's going to determine the color, the amount that they use in terms of the skin and how much they're pressing the raisin itself. We'll make blush wine, and then of course to make white wine, they're just going to use the white grapes, the green Concord grapes, plus the pulp. So that determines the difference in the color of wine. So after the raisin is separated, I just explained that in order to have red wine, we're going to take the entire grape. In order to have blush or rosé wine, we're going to take part of the pulp of the grape, and we're going to press it and take part of the skin of the grape. In order to have white wine, we use green grapes as well as the pulp, the skin and the pulp. Next, this machine, this press. Okay, so the next step is once we've gotten just the juice from the wine press that we saw earlier, it's going to go into this huge machine. And if I touch it, it's a little bit warm, and it's because the temperature on this machine is every day. It's always made sure that it's at a certain temperature, between 28 to 30 degrees Celsius. This machine will make sure that the wine doesn't get too warm or doesn't get too cold. And what will happen is it will stay in this machine for about 30 to 45 days. And every day they'll empty a little bit of it because the wine will start to ferment in this machine. And we'll have the fermented part of the wine that will be at the top of this machine. And the juice will rest at the bottom. And every day we'll empty a little bit out and pour it back in. So we'll empty some out so that we can make sure that the wine is moving and circulating throughout the machine. What's very important in wine making is the quality of the raisin. 90%, if you want to consider a good bottle of wine, comes from a good raisin. The rest is 10% is the technique that is used in order to get the juice. But 90%, the most important part in winemaking is the quality, that first step, the quality of the raisin. We've had some wine that's just been pressed, or raisin rather, that's just been pressed. You can see the very top part right up here where it's a little bit less cloudy. It's the color that we're hoping to get. This will eventually be rosé. So eventually we'll see that the fermented part will fall, and that's what we find down at the bottom. And what we will get afterwards is the liquid, the clear liquid at the top, and that's what we'll use to make the rosé. So this case, see the case like?